Five crazy football fans.
Arsenal going to do the 5-1 this time.
One UCL.
Best midfielder I have seen in my time.
This is
PSG, not PSG.
They choke. They're just like chokers.
the football showdown.
Rule you can't talk about Barry, okay? Hello, hi guys. Welcome back to the Football Showdown channel. The UCL magic was amazing. We had to do something about it. Now notice when I said we. Today I have a special panel with us. All of us are from the same school. All of us are crazy about football. So without any more waffling, I will just introduce the panel today. We have Vardhan representing Manchester City. We have Ibrahim representing Real Madrid. We have Ruel representing Barcelona. And we have Vignesh representing Bayern Munich. Today, we want to discuss regarding the UCL magic that happened in the first. Like, we want to give our thoughts. We're going to discuss. We're going to come up with a prediction on what is going to happen in the second round as well. First, let's all of us agree that nobody likes PSG. All of us genuinely wanted PSG out for sure, right? Second thing, I'm almost certain that this panel didn't see the Atletico versus Dortmund game as well. Can I agree?
I saw it.
Yeah.
You did. Okay.
I
mean,
had both the games on at the same time in both the days.
I had a TV with Barca PSG and a laptop with Dortmund Atletico. So
Okay, well, I guess I was the only one with the technical issues who couldn't put two games at the same time, right? So first we'll start with the Atletico versus Dortmund game. What are your thoughts, guys?
Do you want to start as a Barca fan with the La Liga?
I can start because I'm a Barca fan, yes, but I very much like Marco Reus. So I do follow Dortmund a little bit, but not really passionately. I think Dortmund were a little unlucky because, like, in the 95th minute, Brandt hit the crossbar with the header, like the top portion of the crossbar. I think if that had gone in, 2-2 draw at Wanda Metropolitana, taking it back to Signal Iduna Park, they would have smashed. Dortmund are a very counter-heavy team with Ademi and running and with Bino Gittins as well. So I think they were a little unlucky there.
Regardless, I'm actually glad that Dortmund got a goal in Metropolitano because they have the home crowd behind them, and we know how Signal Iduna Park is, right, on UCL night. So they're just going to go guns blazing. So I think they still have a good chance. That's also a very strong tie, although Atletico have the 2-goal lead.
One goal lead.
It's a 1-goal lead now. Was it
it's
just
a
one
one goal.
goal?
I meant like they scored 2, so that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
I mean, I think I feel a bit differently. I mean, I actually quite like Atletico Madrid. And I guess it's primarily because I love Griezmann. What a player, man. Like, you gotta feel bad for him. He could play in any world-class team at the moment, and he chooses to be in Atletico Madrid. He gave Real Madrid troubles when he was around as well. So he's just fantastic. Even in that game, he played really well. I don't remember the possession stats too much, but again, it was classic Atletico, low possession, let them keep the ball, we hit them on the break. But they got 2 goals out of it and 2 good finishes as well. And early in the first half as well, so they kind of held their ground for the most of the game and then ended up conceding. I know Dortmund had a lot of possession. I just didn't feel like they were going to score too many. I know there were parts where they were unlucky, but I still think Atletico got the better result, and it's not as straightforward. I know Signal Iduna Park is like one of the best crowds in the world, but I just don't see Atletico is like that one team who's not going to crumble under a crowd pressure because they'll just play their game. This is Simeone, man. He's built like a brick wall. Like he don't care. It's just that guy. And the team will follow. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is not the same Diego Godin era Atletico Madrid. This is not that kind of team. It's much weaker defensively than it used to be, but it's still a Simeone team. So.
And I feel that Atletico survived late. They had a lot of pressure from Dortmund at the end, like end of the second half, like that. So they had a lot of pressure from Dortmund, and they are like a brick wall. I accept that. Diego Simeone is like the first coach. I'll give him like the first position for playing a defensive defensive tactics and all. So they played well, but still at the end they choke. They're just like chokers. Sometimes I feel that. Yeah, they choke a lot. I don't know why. They did it with Madrid in 2016. 2014 they choke a lot.
Uh-huh.
2014, yeah. So like even Arsenal jokes a lot, Suchit. So
We're talking about Atletico Madrid versus Dortmund. We'll stick to that. We will come to Arsenal later. We'll stick
yeah,
to
yeah.
that.
Because I'm just saying that because I feel that they choke. They have that. They have that in their DNA, something like that. So that's what. No, but still, I think we should see the second leg because they made it look interesting. Most of the for the second leg, I predicted maybe Atletico can go through. Dortmund have Sancho. They got Sancho back, so that's like a boost for them. But still, most probably they can go through. And Griezmann, he gave an amazing assist. I like that.
Hmm. Well, ladies and
And
gentlemen, do you need a better introduction of who is a Madrid fan in this panel? I guess no, because clearly he's a Madrid fan who knows how Atletico has choked. But my thoughts are that I have not watched the game, so I have no idea about it. Only for the fact that Griezmann is world-class talent that deserves to play at a better club that will give him trophies year in or once in 2 years at least. They've always been on a good run, but like I don't think he can obviously get a better club. Like it's almost like Marco Reus situation, right, guys? Like he could go to another club, win trophies. He could have left Dortmund and gone to Bayern. Like it has always happened in the entire Bundesliga. Players leaving Dortmund, going to Bayern and win trophies. Reus didn't do that, so he's probably another player who deserves a lot of respect from a majority of the fans because of his talent and where he is right now. So, yeah. What are your predictions for the second leg? Do you think Dortmund has it in them to overturn the tie, or do you think Dortmund will go through? What are your predictions?
I think they have it in
so,
them because they did top their group with PSG, Newcastle, AC Milan. They did
Right.
do well in that group, and now they
Uh,
have added Sancho into the mix. And on
hmm.
top of that, Morata is a very faithful striker.
Right.
Like, so like, and Haller has been pretty good. Like he scored a pretty nice goal too.
Hmm.
And Adeyemi has been a little poor this season, but he's catching like his form is he's getting back in form. So I
Hmm.
think Dortmund have a chance.
Hmm.
Hummels has been brilliant in the Bayern
Hmm.
game like a few weeks
Hmm.
ago. Hummels like did so great. And
Hmm.
so Dortmund have a solid team. Just that the attacking power is not the best because Adeyemi has been a little poor. Sancho was out of form, didn't play much.
Hmm.
Royce comes off the bench. Haller just came back from cancer, so it's not that. But
Hmm.
Athletic at the same time, if Griezmann gets the ball, he's in quite literally anybody except Morata. It's going to be a goal. So
Hmm. Hmm.
Is this not a dig at Morata, man? Morata is great. I don't know what you're talking about. He's been good for Madrid for a long time. So he's the starting striker for Spain as well. Why you should?
I think
Hmm.
it's going to go
Oh,
to pens.
Ben,
I say
okay, that's an interesting shot. Yeah.
I think
I just
I
I
have
say
don't
no
think
away
two.
it's
goals, right?
going to go to pens. Yeah, because
I
there's
say
no away
2-1.
goals, so
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
it changes the dynamic. And I feel like that if Dortmund kind of equalize on the aggregate, both teams are going to play safe because both of them are experts in counter-attacking. And when
Hmm.
nobody goes at each other, it's going to be like a pretty stagnant game. And if it goes into extra time, that's what would happen. And I think,
Hmm.
yeah, game might go to pens, and then it's anybody's game to win. So,
If it
Hmm.
goes to
Hmm.
depends, I think it's Atletico's game. Like
Yeah,
I
same,
don't
same.
think
Because
Atletico.
that was this amazing when they played against Inter Milan as Inter. It was Inter, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
They
it
were just
was
Yeah. If it goes to pens, it's
yeah.
Atletico's game.
I
But
think
Griezmann
Atletico.
very good, DePaul good, Morata can take pens, so that's good. Depay is incredibly good at penalties as well.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
So
That is true. That is true. In my
I
opinion, I
say.
think, yeah. What then? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say before anything, 2-1 Atleti from my side.
Straight like Atletico 2-1.
Yeah, I think they beat them 2-1 as well again.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ibru, what are your predictions?
yeah. I think they'll go to the extra time, but in extra time they might get exhausted. So I think Dortmund also has a chance. So it's 50-50. You can't say anything right now.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I feel
if Atletico scores first, they just park the bus. I don't think they'll give two shits to try and get the killer. I think if they score the first goal, it is done. I think it'll just be park the bus unless Dortmund comes and equalizes somehow. But in my opinion, I think it will be a 1-0 victory to Atletico. Just for the sake of it. I don't watch the game, so I don't exactly know how things are going. Well, those are predictions. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think regarding the Atletico versus Dortmund game. That will happen at Dortmund's home this time. Next up, PSG versus Barca. Ruel, we'll start with you. How did you feel about that
Just
game?
I
Because
would
I
just like
personally
to
know it was
say,
amazing. Hmm.
I'd just like to say, it's PSG, not PSG. PSG is they don't deserve that respect. Like there are three teams I hate in the world. Okay, Madrid first, obviously, PSG
Hmm.
second, and then United. So, to make me hate PSG with the United,
Yes.
you should
Yes.
know that PSG sucks.
Uh,
Yeah, but I am extremely pissed because I absolutely love Ousmane Dembele. That fool decided to score a rocket. Second goal of the season. That's the second goal of the season. He scored the
right.
second goal of the season against Barca, and he had the nerve to celebrate.
uh,
Why? Why? Why would he do that? Like, he
hmm.
gave him so much love to an extent.
Hmm.
Near the end, kind of people started making fun of him a lot. But that's because he was not doing great. But still, yeah. So apart from that, my man of the match was Ronald Araujo, absolute
Hmm.
beast. Him and Kunde locked down Mbappe. Kovarsi and
Hmm.
Cancelo had the Dembele locked for a good portion of the game.
Hmm.
Frankie was back. He was not at full strength, so you can see he was making mistakes. Gundogan
Hmm.
legend. Lewandowski was so good. He was been so garbage for a good year since the World Cup. For the last
Oh,
month, he
easy
has
there,
been
Tiger.
full.
Easy there, Tiger.
No, he was for a year since the World Cup. He was so bad, but the last month and a half, he has been so good. Like the build-up play, everything he did was so perfect against PSG. And
Hmm.
Yamal had a quiet game, but absolute goat. Like he's the goat. 16 years old, I can call him the goat after Messi.
Too soon, too
And
soon. But he deserves the hype, to be honest. He's genuinely an amazing talent. Yeah.
normally, I'm not a Rafinha fan, but he did well. Because there are two players on Barca's squad who take shots for no reason, okay? Like when there are
Hmm.
better chances, they just will take shots. One is Rafinha,
Hmm.
but credit to him, his shots are kind of decent, so sure. Then it's Cancelo.
Hmm.
I don't know why
Hmm.
on earth Cancelo keeps shooting the ball when he should easily pass it. There was one counter attack there we had like three people with Cancelo, but instead he just took a shot and went so far off. Like
Hmm.
I would just like to say that's the Portuguese in him. I hate a certain Portuguese player, so I would just like to say that's also the scenario.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think we
And
all know which Portuguese player you're talking about.
yeah, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think it was a very good game. Could have scored a bit more. I think like the first half he had more chances. He kind of
Mhm.
like there was like a good 5 to 7 minutes where everyone just kind of stopped playing near the and started the second half, and the
Mhm.
PSG capitalized on it, and that was so sad because it was Dembele. Oh my god! But like PSG, sure. Like I think Ter Stegen could have saved at least one of those two, but
Yes, the Ter Stegen slander. It's always like I'm active on Twitter, so I see a lot of slander on Ter Stegen. Yeah.
I don't hate him so much. But then at least the Dembele shot, okay, was very very powerful, but it was right at him. Come on, just stick your hand out.
Yeah, I want
He's
to
not
add
been
one.
the same since the hair transplant, has he?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Vignesh, you were saying something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to add one thing. I feel like I agree with you on the like Araujo being the MVP because
Mm.
the moment you can kind of stop Mbappe, you're already psychologically winning against PSG.
Mm.
The reason I say this is because last year in the quarterfinals, Bayern played PSG, and that's exactly what Delict and Upamecano did. They put Mbappe in their pockets, and like you could just automatically see the team kind of losing the game mentally. And after that, it was a smooth sail. So I think if Barca just keeps playing up the same thing, kind of having controlling Mbappe and not giving him a lot of space, it's a game over, in my opinion.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, I
my
think
one fear. Okay, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, I mean, around the same point, really. I think people forget how quick Kunde and Araujo are for being natural center backs. They're quite quick. I mean, quite similar to Akanji, to be honest. Like quicker than Akanji, but Akanji is also quite deceivingly quick. They're big, they're strong. I know Mbappe is good, but it just seemed from the beginning of the game they were trying to force the ball onto the left wing, and then I think Mbappe started coming center, but it didn't change much because Kobarsi and Araujo were completely on the game the whole time. So I guess at the end of the day, as long I agree to your point. You locked on Mbappe and PSG doesn't have much. They have quality on the ball, but probably not creatively as much. They can dribble around people, but I didn't see any fancy passes or, just ridiculously good passes from them. So just feel very stagnant. And it doesn't help that Barca were able to counter them every single time they tried forcing the ball through because a certain someone does not press the front back line at all because he's too obsessed with getting the ball and making plays. But no one's gonna criticize that guy because he scored 3 goals in the World Cup, remember? But people are gonna forget that the entire left, Nuno Mendes, he was the best PSG player in the game. He was running up and down the pitch, covering because Mbappe just stands there and does not help the team. He will watch people dribble past him. Kunde was running past him. Mate, Kunde is dribbling past you. Why are you not gonna criticize this guy for just standing there? But hey, a discussion for another day.
Since we're on the topic of Mbappe, I will slightly go away from the UCL thing. Ibrahim, this is for you. I do not know if I will meet you in the semi-finals, but I do want to ask you regarding Mbappe. Do you think Mbappe will have the same effect at Madrid, or is it just the hype? Like, I personally think, just for the argument's sake, yeah, he's done well for France, but the France team is amazing. That PSG team, they don't create much, but it is the French league, right? Do you think Mbappe will have the same effect at La Liga where the defenders are better, the physicality is even a lot more? Like, do you think Mbappe will do well at Madrid?
For me, Mbappe, he can do well, but he has to be like more like Vignesh just said. He has to be like more like Ronaldo. He used to get involved at the defensive side also at the same time. You could see Ronaldo sometimes, Messi would go ahead and Ronaldo would come out of nowhere and take the ball and pass it back or do something like put it out of play. So I think Mbappe should get a bit defensive also. He should go there. He should do something like that. He can't just sit in one place and expect to score the goal because and uh, there's a lot of chance that fellow can get he can get injured like because uh, La Liga I feel they have like very, very tough defenders and very strong defenders at the same time.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's the thing. So Mbappe, he can have a good time over there if he doesn't get injured and he has to cope up with the team. Like he can't just like show his attitude up there because
Hmm.
we have world class players from Brazil, most of them, Vinicius Junior and all. You can see those guys. They are not hungry for goals. They do everything.
Hmm.
They give assists. They do everything. On the other hand, if you compare him to Ronaldo, it's uh, actually it's good, but it's too early for that. Can't
Right.
like yeah, he played in France and France like they are the lowest of all leagues, so you can't say it
Hmm.
will be a good test for him, but
Hmm.
still he has to improve a lot like defensively, and he should learn how to press. He doesn't press a lot. I noticed that in France you
Hmm.
can win against any team, almost any team. PSG have a lot of quality players and they win, but still, oh here La Liga, I think it could be a challenge for him, and I think he should take the challenge well. Like he needs to be prepared for that. Yeah,
Fair enough.
this
Fair.
transfer, I want him to cover Madrid, but still, he needs a bit of improvement.
Hmm. Hmm. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. I think like
I
all
think
great players will be great in any team. Right?
Hmm.
It's just how it is. But Mbappe, he will move from the star to one of the stars at Madrid. So I don't know how well that will go. But I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to just go back to the PSG Barca game because I have one
Right.
small fear. Because
Hmm.
when Barca played Madrid, usually Araujo and Koundé are enough to stop Vinicius. Okay, usually it's fine. The last time Barca played Madrid, when Bellingham was in the midfield and pushing up the false line, and because he was able to play Vinicius through, Kunde Araujo are incredibly fast, but Vinicius is so much faster. Okay, that's no question about it. If they were able to play Vinicius through because of Bellingham's actually he's a very smart player, and we conceded 4 goals against him, right? So if PSG, like in the second half, Dembele moved more centrally. It was playing like a cam position. If PSG continue with that, with maybe Colomani and Mbappe pushing up down the wings, even though people are still fast players that must have Saka and I still think there's a chance that they can break Mbappe in for a one-on-one. And if it's a one-on-one against Ter Stegen, I am terrified of what the end result might be. But at the same time, we have Pedri will be back, and so
Oh yeah, but Pedri was incredible the moment he came on. Like go on. Wasn't you want to say something?
I was actually just gonna mention Pedri anyways before we switch to the next, the next topic. I was like, can we shout out young Pedri? They ran him to the ground. Spain ran him to the ground. He got injured, and people are so quick to forget how good he is. And people stopped having conversations around best youngsters. They've completely forgot about Pedri. They're like Bellingham, Haaland, this, that. Guess what? Pedri has a much more overall better game, and a manager would be much happier to have him than any of the other players, just for the sake of the team. And he gives it his all. First ball, amazing bloody long ball to Rafinha. Great finish, but that ball was magic. Loved it. I love players like these. You can tell I have watched a Pep team for long parts of my life, but that's a Pep player right there.
I'm with you on that. I'm a huge Pep guy as well. So. Yeah, and I know we have to move to the next segment, but just one hot take on Mbappe. You don't have to agree with me, but if I were Mbappe, I would follow the footsteps of my inspiration, who's Thierry Henry, and I would move to Arsenal. I think he would be world class under Mikel Arteta. Just my opinion. I think Arsenal is the best place for him to go. He shouldn't go to La Liga, and the simple reason is
glazing Arsenal. Huh?
Where money?
Guys, I found my clip. I found my viral clip.
Where is money?
Oh my God.
No, I think Ruel, I think that's a good point, the money thing. But I feel like if a player like Mbappe shows interest, you can always move things around and make it happen, right? Because he is a free agent. You don't have to pay anything to PSG. It's going to be only him. And if he can have a little humility inside him, he can, of course, lower his paycheck by,
Also, speaking of money, Ruel, you can't talk about money, okay? We can't keep pulling leverage. We can't keep pulling all the... We can't keep pulling all the levers out of it.
Did I say Barca's going to sign Mbappe? No, right?
You can't talk about money. You can't talk about money.
I mean, you did say you're trying to sign Bernardo, though. Even that's a little bit expensive.
Yeah, exactly. 70 million. I don't think Bernardo was free agent.
Yeah. Also, I think Luis Enrique made a big mistake starting Beraldo, the young center back, instead of Skriniar. But on both goals, he pushed up when he shouldn't have. And that's how, in the first and the second goal, he pushed up when he shouldn't have. And that's what got Rafinha free. So I think if Enrique had played an experienced guy like Skriniar, it would have been a little different.
Well, speaking of Rafinha and how you spoke about finishing, right? When he took the right foot shot, I thought, it's going to the stadium, it's going back to the fans. It went in. I didn't expect Rafinha to take the right foot shot. Again, he tried to take another right foot shot when Yamal got into that free space, I think the end of first half. Then made a good pass to Rafinha, and Rafinha again tried the right foot shot. But yeah, I'm glad the first one went in because that was a really good finish. And the second one was just the ball from Pedri, man. Just when Pedri was injured, we had enough shout about Musiala, Saka, Foden, Bellingham. But Pedri's Pedri, man. People easily forgot about him.
I would just like to say Saka doesn't fit in that conversation.
I meant the youngsters who were I meant the youngsters
who were full-on banter.
I literally said the youngsters. Anyway, what are your predictions at Barca's home? Whatever Barca's home is called now.
3-1 Barca.
Okay.
3-1 Barca. Same. 3-1 Barca.
I think 2-1, 3-1 Barca. But I'm slightly worried because Christensen is banned for the game, and so is Roberto, which means Oriol Romeo has to start, which I don't want. So I'm a little worried.
He's the GOAT. I don't know what you're talking about. He's the best player I've ever seen, man. He's better than Rodri by a mile.
Like, if Romeo plays CDM because Roberto and Christensen are suspended, but I believe in Gundogan, Pedri, Frankie, so one.
Ibru, what's your
My
pick?
captain, Gundo. My captain.
1-1 Barca.
What Barca?
1-1.
1-1. Same. I actually feel 1-1. Aggregate Barca will win,
Yeah,
but I think aggregate Barca will go through, but I feel it'll be 1-1 for me. Like 1-1. Like the goals are good, don't get me wrong, but
Because,
I do not. Go ahead.
It's Xavi played a tactical game, tactical war. It was like a tactical battle. So that's the thing. Enrique, at the other hand, is more experienced, so he'll come up with some. There'll be some difficulties for Barca for sure. No doubt. He's much experienced, So if he does his research well, if he does his homework well, he will do it well. There's a chance for PSG. But Xavi is like a kid for him. Yeah, Xavi is like a kid in front of him. According to coaching and all.
I mean, obviously, Xavi. We all know who Xavi is. There's enough PR, enough good PR regarding who Xavi is and all that stuff. If you guys follow CBS, you have seen enough clips from Thierry Henry, like completely telling how Xavi is and how Barca fans disrespect him. Rohil, before we go to this thing, did you want Xavi out, or were you like, we'll give him some more time?
I didn't want Xavi out because there's no one to replace him. I was like, there's nobody in the market, so why the heck would I get rid of Xavi?
Now, what if Pep says he wants to come back to Barca?
If Pep wants to come, then get lost, Xavi.
I don't think Barca has enough money for Pep's budget.
Yeah. So.
But trust me, if Pep comes back to Barcelona, it's not gonna be because of money, and I'm sure he'll take a pay cut. We know he loves Barcelona to the core. But you know what? He loves City now. You can tell he loves City. So I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
Has that
Maybe
effect. Whichever club he goes to, like Pep, whichever club he goes to, he has a good relationship with the management. Like even today, the president of Bayern keeps talking about Pep and how they exchange. Like Pep sends him wine, and this guy sends him these German sausages or something. So it's a nice bromance going on over there. So yeah, I think wherever he goes, he's going to dominate. There's no doubt about that.
Realistically, I'm hoping Klopp maybe wants to go to Barca, but I don't think so.
No, I think
I don't know.
I think
Klopp,
don't you already have a guy who looks like Klopp?
Yeah, but he's like, but if Xavi leaves, he's also gone. So no.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I was really surprised, I mean, what's Klopp doing over there? He's like a doppelganger or something.
Yeah, I saw the pictures cover. It was legit comedy.
He looks like Klopp. But Klopp, I think he'll take a break. He'll take a long break. He needs a break, man. Come on.
The job at Liverpool is not easy. I mean, like.
I heard Mourinho might come, but
okay, let's not talk about teams that are losing in Europa League. We don't care about that.
Right, that is true. Nobody gives a shit about United. Nobody gives a shit about Liverpool. Especially Liverpool after that amazing performance at Anfield where they lost to West Ham reject Skamaka brace. But yeah, that's another day. Who gives a shit about Liverpool? Next game. The 1-3-3 at Madrid's home. Real Madrid versus City. Whoever wants to start, just go ahead. Varadhan or Ibru. Anyone.
You can go. Ibrahim, you can go. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sure. Are you sure? Like, should I think Madrid, they still have a chance. They can go through. I want Madrid to go through. Because it will be like we avenged them, like we took our revenge, and we have big names also at the same time. But still, we need to, improve our defense. It's like Rodrigo was really good, and Militao and all. Militao, he just came back from injury, so we can't pressure that guy. So I think we need to really, what do you call it? Improve our defense. Like they gave 3 goals away, so I know City has a good what do you call forwards. They have good forwards. They have good midfielders. So still, we need to really improve our defense. That's where we are lacking, I think. Midfield was really good. Midfield, they made a lot of mistakes at the same time. They were giving long passes. Through balls were not that good. And our forwards were really good. I feel that we'll have a chance. Like, it's like 60-40.
Are you saying 60-40 to Madrid or 60-40 to City?
60-40 to Madrid. 60-40 to Madrid.
Oh, you're saying, okay, so Madrid has a bigger chance of going through than City.
Yeah. I
Okay.
really want Madrid to go ahead.
I'm just
So
saying, De Bruyne was not even
that
playing.
I mean, see, here's where I come. Like, I think Madrid does have a chance to go through, only because last season, when we came into that Madrid game, I could literally feel that the team was solid. The defense everything felt right. Like, no part of me last year felt like we shouldn't absolutely maul these guys at home. Like, I was there that game, and I could literally hear the crowd. I'm like, mate, Madrid is not getting away with the result today. I just knew it. And from me, like, I know that City has taken too many L's in the Champions League, and I shouldn't be that confident at any point. But when I was in that stadium in the moment, I could just feel it. The Madrid fans were just there. The away stand, the Madrid fans, they were shit. They couldn't speak. They were just there. 2 goals went in, and I didn't hear a single word. And honestly, even yesterday's home game, like, I didn't feel it was all that. Like, all the propaganda that was going on about everyone should come in and wear white, we're gonna close the stadium, make it as loud as possible. Didn't seem that loud to me. I mean, maybe it was just where the microphones were placed in the stadium. Maybe that's why you couldn't actually hear it, how loud it was. But if I was to judge by what I could hear on TV, it definitely didn't seem loud to me. But it must have been a very, like, hard atmosphere to go, especially for young players. And, Foden's not that young anymore, but people forget he's still young. And because KDB is not playing, puts a lot of pressure on Foden to perform because he's our only creative output. And everyone else is just, they keep the ball, they pass it around, make spaces. It's funny because
Grealish.
Bernardo Grealish, they're good. They keep the ball. Their way of creating is different, but their way of creating is not consistent. Like, you can't dribble past everyone every single game, but you can definitely have the ability to ping good long balls or good through balls every game. Grealish doesn't do that often, especially also because he's a wing. Bernardo doesn't do that all the time. KDB is the only one who does that. Foden, he is a mixture of both. He's a mixture of dribbling and a mixture of passing. Not quite KDB though. No one is like KDB. And I'm not having this argument. KDB is my goat. He's the best midfielder I have seen in my time. In my time, since I have been alive. So, Cruz is up there though. Cruz is up there. Cruz is fantastic. And he had a brilliant game as well.
Xavi, Iniesta. Okay,
Xavi, I mean, like, okay.
No, I mean,
that'll be a tangent. Let's not go there.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, to me, KDB, like, as a City fan, KDB means the world to us, anyways. Like, seeing him leave the team would mean it's just, and I guess we're kind of approaching that time. I think you're slowly seeing KDB, the end of KDB at City. I'd love for him to stay though, don't get me wrong. But I guess coming back to the game, he called in sick last moment. I'm sure Pep had a plan to put KDB in play, and he had to change plans and throw Kovacic into the team last moment. No KDB, no Walker, no Ake, no Edison. I don't know why Madrid fans are making injury excuses, because we also had similar injuries and we don't have an actual fullback. City does not play with an actual wing back. There is no one who can cope with their pace except Walker. You literally had a free run at Akanji the whole game. And I think for a standard of for a centre back, Akanji did fairly well. You guys scored 2 goals off of deflections and one absolute banger. I love Valverde. What a goal. Brilliant goal. But the first 2 goals were deflections. And Kamavinga's goal especially, I don't know what that was. That gave me Arsenal flashbacks. Just just a weird shot that went all the way. I can't blame Ortega for it, to be fair. No one can save that if it's a massive deflection. But Madrid did pose a lot of threat on the counter, and I guess that's gonna be the game plan even after. I think Madrid has a good chance, and I'm always gonna be nervous. If there's one team that can come to the Etihad and beat us, it's Madrid.
Yep.
But we should definitely be a lot better. We should definitely yeah, go on.
You mentioned all these players. You talked a lot of shit about a certain French player at PSG not doing much in attack or anything. What's your striker up to, man?
So I mean, I've said this outright a lot of times.
I totally forgot. Thanks, Ruel, for reminding me.
20 touches. 20.
I mean, how many does he have that many touches in any game? Did he have a lot of touches last year? Probably not. And also
good. This season he's still been amazing, I think. But
no, I don't think he's been amazing. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's been amazing at all. No,
his finishing has still been good, but his build-up has gone down very poorly. Like it's gone down quite a bit.
His finishing has been absolute trash. I don't know what you're talking about.
If I may add something. So to talk about the Haaland thing, I'll just stick with what Thierry Henry said in the CBS Sports.
CBS, yeah, right.
I don't know. I think Suchit might have seen this clip. Very popular. He gave a really good analysis. Like it's not that Haaland is bad. He's still world class, no doubt about it. It's just that he's going through a phase because when he became a superstar last season in City, a lot of his assists, like maybe 75% of the goals he scored were assisted by Kevin De Bruyne. And this season, it's not been there a lot. And Henry compared an example of how during his time in Arsenal, he had Bergkamp and I'm forgetting the other winger.
Pires,
one of them, Pires. So how Bergkamp used to give amazing assists, but Pires was not that kind of a player. And Arsene Wenger at that time taught Henry to kind of balance both and kind of become this adaptive striker. So if Haaland does that, he's going to go back to being unstoppable again. So that's all it is. I mean, it's not like he's form dropped, anything like that. He just needs to adapt how to play in a scenario where he's not going to be getting a lot of the ball.
And I'm sure, I mean, he's only young and he has that mentality. I'm sure he doesn't go back thinking I'm shit after the game. At the end of the day, I know you say Rudiger played really well, and that was the game plan. Stick to Haaland the whole game. We scored 3 long shots. Why was there so much space in the middle? Why was there so much space? Because of Haaland. Because you have 2 defenders sticking to Haaland the whole time. Why is Foden gonna get so much space? If you're gonna try putting men on Foden, then the wing is gonna be free. What are you gonna do about that? And Bernardo always scores against Madrid. You wanna leave Bernardo free on the wing, Real Madrid? I don't think you do. So yeah, I mean, Haaland's not playing.
That's what I pointed out. It's like the defense.
Say that again.
I pointed out the defense first. So they made errors a lot. I noticed that.
Like Haaland has that gravity. Like Haaland has the gravity to do all this. But 100 million for the gravity is
Was it not 50 million?
Might as well be 100. Okay, might as well be 100.
I mean, he's going through a phase. I'm not gonna criticize my own player like that. And I have criticized him in bits. I'm like, okay, he should be finishing that. I don't know why he didn't make the right pass, but every player is going through a phase. It's not like KDB has always had amazing games. It's just KDB has that world-class ability to pull off an assist even though he has a bad game. That's Kevin De Bruyne. And the only thing I will say, we really did miss Kevin De Bruyne because so many times I saw there was so much space in the midfield of Real Madrid and on the counter when none of our players made the right pass and Haaland was trying to make runs over the top. And I guess that's the biggest problem with City at the moment. There's no one apart from Kevin De Bruyne who's ready to ping a ball over the top. And the only second player I can think of is Rodri. And if your CDM is the second best passer in the team, that's not good. But Rodri is amazing. But we don't need to talk about Rodri because we know Rodri is Rodri, man. I think he was better than both the Ballon d'Or choices last year, but no one wants to have that argument. I thought he was better than Haaland, and I thought he was better than Messi. So
What?
people don't want to give him his credit. He scored clutch goals. He's clutch. He does every single aspect of the team, every single aspect of the game for the team. No one helps him out that much on defense. So
What do you think Messi did? It's fine. It's fine.
yeah,
See, regarding Ballon d'Or, let's not go there because honestly, last year, how did Messi win? Even I do not know. But Messi deserves to win. That much I know.
Welcome,
That much I
gang.
know.
Oh,
See, World Cup got over when? In 2022.
Yeah, that's
In
because
23,
that's not considered. It wasn't considered for the 22 award, so they considered for the 23 award.
yeah.
I mean, Vignesh should know all about strikers getting denied a Ballon
Yeah,
d'Or because
that's
of
why I'm
sending.
keeping quiet. Like,
Yeah,
like
In
I don't want to
2020,
say this
Messi was
because
better
I
than
feel
the
like
games, though. But
yeah,
okay.
I don't want this video to get popular for the wrong reasons, but like I don't believe in the concept of Ballon d'Or. It's the most useless thing that's happened to football. I'm so sorry,
I
but
also agree with him to an extent with that.
yeah.
but
Bro, do you agree
it
that Ballon
yeah,
d'Ors are
if you
waste?
want to give the award to the most popular
Yeah,
player, have a goddamn Instagram contest. Don't waste their time calling them to France, making them sit and having an entire ceremony. Just have a Instagram concept saying most likes wins and Messi and Ronaldo is going to win it till eternity. It's like why waste your
Ronaldo.
yeah.
Bro, you said something. Hello? What?
Yeah, Ronaldo will win it for sure. I'm like that. If it's
Uh,
an Instagram conference. So yeah.
but let's come back to the Medley City game. Haaland, right?
yeah.
When Ruel said that Haaland's finishing has been good this season, uh, I've seen Haaland in the Premier League. The match, the match that I completely lost my head was against United. I think not in 5 years. I think it was a 2 yards. It was a 2 yard miss. He just skied it. So I know he just came back from an injury. Haaland had his like he missed about like what 4 or 5 weeks of football as well,
2
if I'm not wrong.
months. About 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. So he's had his fair share of injuries this season. Then he's out of form or he's learning new things as well. We do not know. But Haaland is always a threat. You can't deny that. And like how Vardhan said that, yeah, you had two defenders pinning him that created space for the long range shots. That also makes sense. But I really do not. Like, last season he was in form, he was fresh, he was scoring goals, but he was missing in the big games. Right? Last season semi-final he missed both at home and away. Finals also he was missing. You had a clutch player, luckily in Rodri, but let's not go to a point where he deserves a Ballon d'Or just for scoring clutch goals. Like there's so much more to just scoring clutch goals.
So you're telling me he doesn't do anything more than scoring clutch goals?
That is
From an
not.
argument. Okay, leave. Okay, back question for both of you. Okay, for City, do you think Alvarez should start? Because I think Alvarez should maybe start. De Bruyne is not going to play. And for Ibrahim, I think Brahim Diaz should also start because he's so creative to give things to Rodrigo and Vinicius.
Do you want to go first, Ibrahim?
You know, Brahim Diaz after like seeing him play at AC Milan, he progressed a lot. So I wanted that player back. Thank God Madrid bought him back. So he's a really creative player. He can create more chances. Like he's everywhere. You can see his deep map. He's almost everywhere. Goes back, goes front, does everything. So I
Like
like that
City,
guy.
Pep's coaching.
Except that my name, if you remove I, it's Ibrahim, and it's Ibrahim. And like it's not like that. I really like that player. First of all, I used to like look at his name and I was like, this guy he's half my name. So I like that. At that time I was like, half my name. So it used to attract me. Later when I really saw his game at Milan, I was like, Madrid should buy him back, like bring him back. He progressed a lot in Italy, and Italy, Syria and all. Unfortunately, I think none of the teams are there, but still, Syria is also a tough league. It's hard to survive there defensively. So that's why his progress really, hit me. Like there are players like Odegaard also, which we will soon, I think, will bring them back probably. So not taking a hit at you, Suchet, but still, I really want
Odegaard is not leaving back to Madrid. There is no way he's going to Madrid.
Yeah,
He should come
Your
back.
sorry,
captain.
but Madrid don't
Everyone knows
deserve.
that.
It's not the first time your captain leaves for a big Spanish club, you know.
Yeah. So there's a chance. There's a chance. Madrid can attract anyone
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
except
Well,
for
Alvarez. Huh?
Yeah, coming back to your point around Alvarez, I mean, it's one of those, man. I feel like I've criticized Pep's decisions a lot over the years. Some in clutch moments, he has started Gundogan over Rodri against Chelsea. I'll never forget that shit. But I think it's come to a point where I'll be okay with whatever he chooses. Like, if Haaland starts the game, good. If Alvarez starts the game, not bothered. But if Rodri doesn't start the game, then I have a problem. If I see Kovacic on that pitch, I will cry. If I see Kovacic beside Rodri, that's fine. If I see Kovacic alone, not happening. But no, coming back to the point, Haaland did create a lot of space for the other players. Now imagine if KDB is back in the lineup, KDB is also going to be open to take long shots. You don't want to give KDB long shots, not against Madrid. He's done it before, he'll do it again. So anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question is, in case KDB is not back, instead of Kovacic to have Alvarez.
He will be back. He will be. It was just a stomach bug. He will be back. Yeah.
Ruel, KDB is going to start, man. There's no other way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, predictions, I will say,
Yeah.
predictions, I will say 2-1 City.
Okay. Vignesh?
Vinicius will score.
I want to say 2-0 City.
Okay. I'm also going for a 2-0 City. I don't think Madrid will score. I think City at Etihad is a fortress. I think they have it in them to not let Madrid into the game. So I think it will be a 2-0 victory to City. Ibru?
I'll go for 1-0 Madrid.
Nice.
City not scoring at home. Okay. 3-1
Love that.
City.
3-1 City. Right. Well,
I don't
guys.
trust our defense that much, so.
Well, guys, if you guys are still watching, do let us know in the comment section on who's going to win, Madrid or City. Finally, the hosts game, Arsenal versus Bayern at the Emirates. Luckily, it was not a 5-1 after an amazing start to Arsenal. But then, yeah, we let Bayern come into the game, and then Bayern just took over until Jesus completely done the Bayern defense to a pass to Trossard, and Trossard's cold finish. And luckily, Neuer was not that good to stop it. I'm really happy about that. First, we'll start with Vignesh. What are your thoughts about the game?
So, yeah, again, same point. When Saka scored in the 10th minute, I got texts from all my friends saying, hey, is Arsenal going to do the 5-1 this time? And for like some time over there, I really believed them because the way our season is going, I'm literally with a white flag at this point. Like, our season is done. It's not been classic Bayern way, and I've spoken more about this in Suchit's previous video, so you guys should go check that out as well. But
Yes,
the problem is, yeah, always a plug. So, but yeah, Bayern did a really good job coming back into the game. Amazing counter attack started by Sane, and then Goretzka gives this nice ball to Gnabry, and Gnabry cold finish. Good job over there. And then, of course, Sane initiates the next goal as well because he wins the penalty and Harry Kane scores at Arsenal once again, right? Those things were great. And then Jesus comes in. Again, when I was talking to Suchit in my previous video as well, I said that if Jesus comes in as a sub, he would have much more impact. And whatever I feared came to reality. He literally cleaned out the centre back. I think it was De Ligt over there. He cleaned out De Ligt, and then beautiful ball to Trossard, mad respect, wonderful goal. I'm glad it was not more than that. Kingsley Coman should have put that in. Unfortunately, the post stopped him over there. So should have been 3-2. But now all this aside, I think the main topic of discussion would be the two controversial penalty calls. So Suchit, you start with that. Tell me what you felt about Neuer. Wait. Two things.
You mean the two controversial non-penalty calls?
Yeah,
Oh,
non-penalty.
you're
Yeah.
saying both were.
Uh,
You're saying both. Okay, I can live with that. Both being no penalties. But if you say one or the other, then I'll just be like, then that could also be true.
No. What
So
no, by non-penalty I mean the referee didn't call it as a penalty.
Wait.
So
you mean the Manuel Neuer incident?
no, I'm
Or
talking.
the
Yeah,
Gabriel?
the last one.
Gabriel.
The last.
The
Yeah,
Gabriel.
both of them. In both
Right.
cases, the referee decided not to give a penalty, right?
Not a gift to pen.
Correct.
Wait.
So okay.
Wait. Wait. We will get to that point. Wait. Wait. So, wait. Arsenal. I do not know where Arteta thought. Let us start Kivior against Sane. Sane is a pace machine, right? Sane is inconsistent. I get it, but it is Sane, man. That guy will just do a flick or just some trick and he's gone. You can't just have a defender who's not that good as a left back. He's good. He's left-footed centre back. He has done okay as a left back, but against Sane, you need to start Tomiyasu. I think I told you as well, right, Vignesh, in that video. I told if Tomiyasu starts, I think he will do really well. But Tomiyasu didn't even come on. Zinchenko came on and he did really impact really well. Kudos to Arteta's that part. But I think had Tomiyasu started, I think Sane would have been nullified to a bit, if not fully. That is my first issue with Arteta. Second thing, not in a second. There's no second issue. Second thing, if Ben White scored that second goal before you guys had that Gnabry goal, I think the game would have been done. I think we could have not we could like you guys already went into a shell after Saka's goal. Had Ben White scored that, I think we were almost going to like score the third goal or potentially a lot more, I guess. But Ben White didn't score. What happened? Gnabry went and scored. He did a celebration against Arsenal fan, and next thing you know, Harry Kane with his ritual, a goal against against Arsenal at Emirates. Of course, it had to be a penalty, not a header, not a long range, nothing. It had to be a penalty, proper Harry Kane style. Now, let us talk about the controversy. The penalty, right? All you guys are hearing, I will say it only once, okay? If that penalty was given, it would have stayed a penalty. The penalty was not given, it would not have been turned as well. So I feel it was a 50-50. Had the referee given it, he wouldn't have turned it. Had the referee not given it, he wouldn't have turned it as well. Second thing, the Gabriel incident. If you are an Arsenal fan, or if you guys are a City fan or a Liverpool fan who are watching Arsenal closely because you hope that Arsenal drop points, you will definitely see that Raya always gives the ball to Magalhaes and Magalhaes kicks it back to Raya and Raya clears it off. We have seen this at Etihad. We have seen this at the Emirates as well. We've even spoken about this. We have no idea why goalkeeper does this. Why the centre back passes it off to the goalkeeper and goalkeeper kicks it off. We do not know why that happened. That has happened at Anfield. That has happened at the Emirates. That had happened many times whenever we have played. That's a common style that for some reason Arteta plays it off. I do not know why. So I honestly didn't think that was a penalty until the reports have come out regarding it. So it made no sense to me. One second. Yeah. Am I still audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Your thoughts?
I still think it's a shameless dive. He kicked his leg out at Neuer before Neuer was even near the ball. And if you're on Twitter, you would have seen that Saka has done this before. There are other clips. But Saka doing the same thing. Therefore, shameless dive.
So after the game, I was I looked at the video clip again and again because I first felt what Suchit thought as well. Like, if it was given a pen, it would have stayed. If it was not given a pen, it wouldn't have stayed. But if you take a close look at it, Neuer makes the charge and then he stops and blocks. And only after that split second, Saka cuts into the left. So it's not a penalty, I feel.
Okay. Both of you just say you first.
I said, just going back into Vignesh's point, he stops and he blocks, and there's a big gap in between Saka and Neuer when he stops. The only way that he can touch is if he lunges forward or if Saka lunges forward and Neuer does not move from his spot. So there is absolutely no chance. And I know you say it's a 50-50, but it actually completely depends on how much action and how much slow motion the referee has access to. If the referee is looking at what we saw after the game in the video clips, 100% he turns that. There is no way he gives that penalty if he's looking at what videos have been floating around. But if he's looking at it in live action, then it's hard to say because it was a phantom kick by Saka. Really good dive though, not gonna lie. It's really hard to tell in lifetime. It's the skill. I mean, he's basically the James Harden of football. So,
Joel Embiid of.
oh, Embiid is the goat,
bait.
man. I'm talking about Harden
Embiid is the goat
first.
waiter.
Yeah, bro, give your thoughts also before I say something.
I think Arsenal, like they played Magalhaes and Saliba. They were the best centre backs. Do you agree with it? Like they played really well. No doubt.
I feel you're setting me up for something. Just continue. I feel you're setting.
No, not setting you up. Really. Gnabry and what do you call it? Goretzka were there, but no doubt, but they played really well. I believe that your defense was doing well. The thing was, Bayern, Munich, they had this thing. What do you call it? Their wings are really strong. So at the end, you guys have to be like focused on both left back and right back. They really have to focus. Defensively, center backs were good. They just need to focus on the left and right. And the midfield, I say that like midfield, they were good. But what do you call it? Trossard really saved you guys, and Harry Kane. I don't know. He's unexpected scoring against Arsenal. Even though it was a penalty, but yeah, that fellow, he was like he really played well. I felt that
He scored while playing CDM.
Yeah.
Also, to tell
Duel. Yeah.
What?
Duel said
Harry
that
Kane
Harry
scored
Kane
while being CDM.
while being CDM. Which was so true because Arsenal was pressing so much, Kane was behind.
True.
Yeah, they.
Your point where you said Arsenal midfield played well, I do not agree because Jorginho kept losing the ball. His passes were not even accurate. Second thing, Vignesh, I don't know if you noticed when Gnabry made that run, Rice was asleep. He should not have let Gnabry even make that run. Rice was asleep, so that was another. Yeah, there's already a mistake between Magalhaes, Raya, and Kivior. But if Gnabry's run was at least stopped, I think that would also have nullified the goal, at least the opportunity. So if you're going to say that the midfield was good, only Odegaard. The way he kept the ball, the way he kept passing defenders, attackers, the way he kept making the good balls into the right areas for defenders, switching play as well, only Odegaard. And the Rice and Rod had
but they are responsible.
Of course, you had to do your mental PR. Why am I surprised?
Yeah. Really, yeah. And Kivior, I feel that guy should be benched. Really, I want him to be benched.
It's two. There are two things, right? So before Zinchenko even started, Kivior started a good number of games. He played well. Then suddenly 2 games he was dropped. It didn't make any sense to suddenly bring him on against a very not like in terms of the context of the game. It was a hard game. So suddenly bringing Kivior then didn't make sense to me. That is one. But
You should have picked Zinchenko on. You should have been there. Yeah.
Vardhan, you seem to have a lot of points in this topic yourself. Anything else? I can take it, man. You give it.
No, I'm nothing to say. I just thought it was a bit.
For the second leg, Davies is not going to be there, which means Ben White and Saka are going to take advantage of that. We have Rafael Guerreiro, who is of course very good, experienced left back, but we are going to miss that pace which we get from Davies.
Speaking of your wing backs, sorry to cut you off. The way Bayern brought their two somehow whenever Martinelli had the ball out of nowhere, Sane and Goretz. No, Sane and Gnabry. Gnabry was Saka's side. I think Sane and Goretzka. I think these two. Kept marking Martinelli whenever Saka had. Whenever Saka had ball.
Right, Kimmich.
Was it Kimmich? Not.
Kimmich was the right back. Yeah, Kimmich was the right back.
Kimmich and Sane. Whenever Saka had the ball, suddenly you had two players there, Gnabry and Alphonso. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if you'll agree, but I felt Saka did really well against Alphonso Davies.
He did. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
but
So what happened after he got the yellow card? We knew he was suspended for the next game, and I think that's when the entire pressing from Arsenal got to the maximum peak because Bayern, it's so unlike Bayern to not have the ball. At least they have like 40% possession, but we had like 29 to 30 by the game got over, and we were kind of having the ball in our own half. So that's what's happening, and due to that reason, the team had to completely fall back. That's why on the flank we had both like Kimmich and Sane defending on the right, and Davies and Gnabry defending on the left. And I think Arsenal is going to stick to this plan because technically, it's not like they had a bad game. They were playing really well. They dominated Bayern completely. And so I think, yeah, they're just going to keep pressing on the right side even more because now there's no pace from Davies.
And yeah, say Rule, yeah.
That's what to say. If Bayern have a fullback problem, Davies will go to Madrid. Bayern can buy Grimaldo like they do normally, just buy off Bundesliga. So it's only an issue for 1 week.
But yeah,
I think mentally he's already in the Bernabeu, right, Davies? But I feel
you sure he's going to Madrid? You sure no other team is going to like try and get him? Like Virgin, would you like Alphonso Davies at? No, you don't want him.
Lot of
Guardiola best left back.
I don't think it's about Guardiola being left back. I think Pep needs at least one physical guy on the wing back position, and he would be ready to compromise on one side. So if we were to take Davies, then we'll have to get a defensive right back. But I would rather have Frimpong, also because he's a City Academy graduate. So Frimpong on the right, and we can stick. I think Frimpong's more likely to come to City, but I don't know. I don't think either of them are leaving this season till Javi is still there. So.
Well, any final thoughts regarding the game before we go to the predictions?
Musiala, good player, but not that much yesterday, like 2 days ago. Okay. But normally good player. Normally good player, but he was silent.
Normally great, not good. But
No, I agree. I do like Musiala.
Okay.
No, I get it. I get it. Okay, like you have La Masia backing your argument, but that's why you keep saying Musiala's good. But like, let's put him left there. Yeah,
I think Musiala is better than Gavi, but Pedri is better than Musiala. That's all I'll say.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you can compare completely different positions.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I think Gavi still helps the defense out much more than Musiala does, anyways. Gavi is very aggressive in tackles. Like he'll go and he's like Bernardo a little bit. He's like a dog. He'll run for the ball. He'll try and get it. Don't see Musiala doing that. Plus Musiala is not the strongest guy either. He's very silky. He's not aggressive. But the real question is the one you can compare him to: Florian Wirtz or Jamal Musiala.
I would still pick Musiala, although Wirtz is so freaking good.
I'm not going to. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Bayern fan. Of course, I'll be inclined to Musiala, but I'm also a German national team fan, so I'm excited for the Euros with both of them coming in, probably cooking. Let's see.
Florian Wirtz scored a class goal against France.
What a beauty!
Oh, it was
8 seconds in. 8 seconds in.
Yeah.
Oh, he's such a good player. I'd love him at City, but I think City. But there is big rumors the City were trying to go for either Musiala or Wirtz for the next season. I don't know if Bayern's gonna let Musiala go, especially after they're letting everyone else go. They want some poster boy for the club down there, and they can't let Musiala go.
Part of the complete project. Like that's the thing. That's the entire point.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see it happening. Yeah,
he's there since the academy, right? So he's from the academy. Musiala.
Oh yeah, he is
not exactly, but yeah.
City Academy has people underestimate how much City has done apart from just their main team. There were a lot of good players out there. They have an amazing women's team. They put in a lot of investment in the actual city. So,
women's team, no comparison.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say can't argue there. You employ Graham Hansen. She's a beast. Even on my UT team.
Oh yeah.
Graham Hansen is a beast. Bon Marty. And the goat. Rolfo. Oh god. She's the most insane card. Oh god. Don't talk about it.
Ruel loves this ego boost right now.
No, they do have
It's
the best
okay.
women's team.
If men's team doesn't do well, women's team I know are guaranteed to do well, so it's fine.
That's the same logic I use for the England women's team because the men's team don't do shit, so the women's team at least won the Euros. So sad, but
Coming back to the UCL thing, what are your predictions for the Bayern versus Arsenal? I will start with Ibru. Ibru, are you still here, or we'll start with Ruel? Ruel, go ahead.
If Tuchel, how the heck you say his name, doesn't do something stupid, and he starts like dealing with the Davies situation, Guerrero, great but not defensively solid. Because of that, I'm a little worried. But because it's going to be home, it's home, right, for Bayern next?
Yeah.
Because it's home, I think Bayern have a good shout. And also because Kane loves to score against Arsenal. If he's not playing CDM, then I think that's a good 1-0 chance, okay? Because Bayern can sit back and do well as well. I think Bayern's defense is good enough to sit back and do well, apart from the Davies issue right there. I would say 1-0 Bayern. Sorry, Arsenal. You guys are good, but focus on Premier League.
Well, I personally feel Allianz Arena is a more difficult place to come to than many grounds around the world, including Bernabeu. Yeah, I say 2-1 Bayern. I think if you guys were in the opposite side, so if you played at Bayern first and at Arsenal second, I would have said Arsenal goes through. But the advantage of playing at home in the second leg is big. City benefit from it a lot last season. Hopefully they'll benefit from it this Wednesday as well. But Bayern has a lot in their tank, and they're not gonna succumb to your press and lose possession so many times because the crowd is gonna back them. So it's not gonna be as easy for you guys as last game. And you give Sane so much space again, and he'll batter you.
Yeah,
that's yeah.
So you think 2-1?
2-1 Bayern. I think they'll concede because they lost to Heidenheim. So I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I think Ibru's not with us, so we'll go straight to Vignesh. Vignesh, what are your predictions?
Yeah, so I think the key in this match is going to be our, the famous saying, our 12th man, which is going to be our crowd. Because the crowd wasn't allowed in the Emirates. It was full-on Gunners. When Kane touched the ball, booing. When Derek Dyer touched the ball, booing. It was insane, right? So I think it's going to be the reverse. So that being said, Bayern definitely are not going to keep a clean sheet. For sure. That too, it's Arsenal with the season they're having. Clean sheet is out of the question. Like, that's not happening. So my prediction is going to be 90 minutes, 2-2, and then extra time Bayern score 2 goals. So 4-2 Bayern.
Oh shit! Oh
Wait,
shit!
That's a little hot take.
Oh shit! Okay.
2 goals extra time for Bayern. I don't see it, but okay.
Before we come to me, Ibru, what are your predictions for the Bayern versus Arsenal?
Okay, it's like a 50-50 game, so I would feel like mostly we will go through to the extra time, 2 penalties. Most probably penalties. I feel penalties are there for this match.
Because I too feel it's penalties. I'll give my reasons in another video, but I too feel it's going to be penalties. I too feel it's going to be penalties. Yeah.
Penalties and the win for?
Yeah.
You have to say Arsenal. Come on, bro.
Arsenal. There's no shit. It's obviously It's obviously
you have to say Arsenal. Yeah. But I'll tell this one thing though, okay? So Bayern is definitely having a very bad season, but on a UCL night in Allianz Arena, they can really for sure, right? That being said, if Arsenal does go through, hot take, I would have fancied them over City or Madrid for sure. Like if you can win, and I'll tell you why. Okay, wait, hold on to me. If Arsenal beat Bayern, I would fancy them going to the final because in the season where Barca win the treble with the MSN trio, that year Alaba was injured, Ribéry was injured, Robin was injured, and Javi Martinez came back from an injury. Robert Lewandowski playing with a mask. We get battered in Camp Nou, right? 3-0 with the iconic Messi dribbling Boateng and shipping Neuer. They go to the final and they win the treble, but the second leg we still win 3-2 without all those players. All this to say that no matter how bad we are, Allianz Arena is our goddamn fortress. that's one of the reasons why I hate Real Madrid so much. Because they always come to Allianz Arena and they win like it means nothing to them, right? So they
I
have my
mean,
respect. I don't like
referees
that.
helped him. Referees
Yeah,
helped him.
they
That's the
have an
only
extra
thing.
12th man. You guys have a 12th man in your crowd. They have
Referees
a 12th
helped
man
him.
in the referee.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, it's
they just come to
equal
Allianz and win.
odds.
So I'm not going to take anything away from Arsenal because I've really like been a big fan of how they've been doing this season. So if they do go through, my money is on them, like to go all the way. So
I think as long as Barca goes to the final and if Arsenal makes it to the final, Barca's gonna win. We know that.
I
History says
if
that.
if Arsenal go
Uh,
to the final and Barca, right? I don't think I can like sit and watch. I'll probably stand the entire time. There's no way I'm going to sit. First thing, it's a UCL final for Arsenal. It's been a while, and second, it's
as long as
against
there's
Barca.
a referee on the pitch, Barca's gonna win.
That is
Oh,
true.
wow.
That
Okay,
that is very
okay.
true.
We have
Do
been
we have to
shafted enough
do,
this season
oh
and
my
last
do
season,
we
but it's okay. No,
do we need
look,
to
if
talk about what happened to RVP back in the
again,
day?
RVP should have gotten 2 yellow cards before that, but anyway, forget it. Okay, no,
Mhm.
I'm just saying if Arsenal beat Bayern and go through, they can beat City, but they're not beating Madrid. Arsenal cannot beat Madrid. Arsenal squad is too
Again, if
young
you're
to
talking
deal
about
with Madrid's
history,
pressure.
Arsenal have won against Madrid. I think Arsenal are the only English team to beat Madrid at Madrid's home, if I'm not wrong. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Who did
But
you
yeah.
have back then? Huh? Who did you have back then? There's a big difference between
I
the
mean,
castes.
even the Madrid team back then were really good. Don't tell me that Madrid team was not that good back
they've
then.
always been good, no? They've always been
And
good.
that is
Yeah,
true.
they've always been good. That's the difference.
Always top team.
Uh-huh. Anyways,
I,
we have recorded for 1 hour 22 minutes. I've said 30 to 35 minutes. Thank you so much to all the panelists. Before we end it, any final words from all you guys?
subscribe
Thank
and
you all
like.
for
Oh, what
watching
did you say?
this.
Come again, come
Subscribe,
again.
like,
Come
please
again.
support my friend. He's doing amazing over here.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, I mean, okay, I expected something else, but thanks for the plug. That is really
I was
appreciated.
just Barca best team ever.
Yeah.
Arsenal can kill themselves.
Also, just gonna say he doesn't like Arsenal as much as he likes Sunrisers Hyderabad. Just saying.
Whoa! Hello.
That is true.
On
On
who?
Twitter, we have seen Suchit swear on
Yeah.
behalf of Sunrisers, but he's never sworn on behalf of Arsenal. His love for Super Sunrisers greater than Arsenal. Channel should be renamed.
Oh my God. Anyways, nobody misses Liverpool in this UCL. Nobody misses United in this UCL.
I'm not
Not
gonna miss
Chelsea
you.
or Spurs. So yeah, no, nobody's going to miss Klopp as well. Anyways, I think this has been a great video. We will definitely turn up for another roundup. Hopefully, a shorter video after the second leg, probably with the results that we all want, except me and Vignesh, because polar opposites. Yeah. I'll see you guys soon. If you guys are not yet subscribed,
City,
you know
Madrid
what to
also
do.
polar opposites, but okay.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like I said, if you guys are not yet subscribe, please. 500 subscribers, we are on the way. We're almost there. But if you guys already subscribed, thank you so much. All the panelists' socials will be in the description. So do go follow them because they put in a lot of time for this video as well. So until then, next time, good night, good morning, good evening, wherever you're in the world. Peace. Bye-bye.